Hi, so today we're going to have a look at some core exercises for you. Not only is it really important to train your core, it helps support our spine and reduce injuries, but also it's a stabilising link between our upper and our lower body, so it's really, really good for our golf. So we're going to start off with an exercise called Deadbugs. There's lots of varieties of these, so we're just going to start with something really simple. In another video I'll probably show you lots of versions that you can do to make them a little bit harder or a bit more challenging as well. So come down onto the floor, legs at 90 degrees. We're going to take our arms up. Just make sure that your back isn't coming off the floor, and as you take one leg down, opposite arm is going to go down and then come back up to the starting position. Down and then come back up to the starting position. If you need to make this a little bit easier, you could just focus on your legs and leave the arms out of it. If you wanted to make it a little bit harder, you could hold a weight here and lower the weight down with the leg as well. Okay, give that a try and see how you get on. I would do probably about 20 reps of those. So next up we've got some planks where we're going to move up and down. So your hips will slightly rotate, but we're going to try and fight the rotation a little bit more, so you don't want them moving too much. I'll explain as we go. So you're going to start in a plank position here, and what we're going to do is make sure that our shoulder is over our elbow. We don't want to be back here, and then the hand is going to go directly underneath the shoulder, and we're going to push up into this position here. Then we're going to come back down, so try and control the hips, don't let them rock too much, and back down to here. Then we're going to push up with the other hand and hold for a second, then control it on the way back down, then push up. And you can either alternate the hands that you're pushing up with, or maybe do 5 on your right side and then do 5 on your left side. So next up we have got some shoulder taps. So this is an exercise where we're going to try and fight the rotation. And anti-rotation exercises are really good for your golf, as well as rotational exercises. So we're going to start with our hands closer together and our feet slightly wider apart, because it makes it a bit easier. As you get better, you can bring your feet closer together, because the base will get narrower and it will start to become harder. But I would rather you had slightly wider base and no rotation in the hips than your feet too close together and too much rotation. So feet close, hands close together, feet wider, and then what we're going to do is squeeze everything really tight. Touch your shoulder, and just keep going. So do 20 shoulder taps. If you want to make it a bit harder, take the feet in slightly, and then still try and fight that hip rotation. We just don't want the hips doing this every time that you take a hand off. So next up we've got some side planks, and we are going to do a rotation with that. So if we come into a side plank position, try and push that hip off the floor, and we're going to rotate the hand through to here and then come back up to here. And I would do about 8 to 10 rotations on one side, and then 8 to 10 on the other side. So then just switch sides, and then you would just go on this arm and then rotate with this arm. So next up, we're going to do a hollow hold, and we are going to put a band pull down in with it, okay? So if you anchor a band somewhere, and then we're going to have slightly wider hands on the band, and then my hollow hold, I just come down to here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap the band down to here and then control it on the way back. Snap the band down to here and then control it all the way back. Make sure that you're not pulling your back off of the floor when you're in your hollow hold. If you need to make the hollow hold a little bit easier, you can take the legs a little bit higher and it won't be as hard to hold. Or you could maybe do one leg at a time like this and then switch them over. If you do 10 to 15 of those. Okay, and last up, I'm going to use the cable machine and do a pull-off press. So if you stand out, and once again, this is an exercise If your feet are wider, it's going to be easier because you've got a larger base. So we're going to take the feet to about shoulder width to start. This is going to sit at our chest, so both hands on, and we're just going to try and keep our shoulder and our hips level and press straight out. Use the core to control that there's no movement in the shoulders or the hips, and push straight out and bring it back into the chest. I would do about 10 to 15 of those. If you wanted to make it harder, you could obviously increase the weight on the cable, or you can make your feet a little bit narrower. If you wanted to make it even tougher, what you could then start to do is you could sit on a stability ball, for instance, so then you're making your base unstable, so then your core has to work a little bit more. So give that a go and see how you get on. So that was the core workout. Hopefully this will help you with your golf. If you liked this video, you can check out some of my other fitness videos on the Precision Golf YouTube channel. So give it a go, and I hope you enjoyed it.